Greetings, sports fans. Charles Cullen and Isaac Moskowitz here. We're on the red turf. It's time. Everything comes down to this moment between the Dragons and the Vikings. Will the Dragons be able to fend off the Viking invasion? We'll see in the championship game. This one is going to be one for the ages, Isaac. I'm so excited for this one.
I am really excited. I've been looking forward to this all week. It's been hyped up in school. All our friends on the lacrosse team have been telling, come out, support. And we're here, and we're excited to bring you all the action on this championship Saturday. Both teams undefeated so far in the FAAs, and it's a clash of the Titans here on this Saturday afternoon.
Clash of the Titans is for sure. These are bitter rivals, and I'm expecting to see some fiery plays. I'm expecting to see some physicality and a lot of goals. These are two offensive teams coming together. You can see how hyped both of the benches are. They want to win this game more than anything.
Absolutely.
What a fitting way to end the season, too. Two bitter rivals going at it for the championship game. I don't know what more you could ask for. This is going to be one for the books, really. I'm so excited for this one.
Absolutely, me too. It's a classic ending. Two teams, both undefeated, coming in. One of them's going to come away with the loss, and one of them's going to stay undefeated. I'm excited to see what happens in this game, Charles.
Well, let's just have overtime for this championship. Wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, you have two teams going at it, both equally able to score just as many goals as the other ones. I mean, this could be going to overtime. We could be seeing this, and that would definitely be a real fun way to end this one. A golden goal overtime for the championship game. Well, look, GFA relied a lot on their defense the last time we saw them play. Their defense came away with a lot of big stops. That has to be a big momentum booster coming in against this big offense. And their defense given a lot of opportunities to their offense to score some goals. It's a big-time showing for both of their sides of the ball, and I think they want to keep that up. As for King, they had a lot of film to watch. Sorry, GFA. They had some film to watch with that game. I think they have some plans to go ahead and try to solve this one. But look, GFA wins with the face-off circle first, and then they go ahead and get all those opportunities, and we'll see if King can challenge that as we await the first face-off. But we're ready to get this one started. I think the players are too. As we're set for the face-off, and this is going to be the start of a big game as King tried to win this one, taken away by the Dragons. Had some contact, picked up by the Vikings, still on the ground, and now it's scooped up. King will have the first offensive possession of this game as the Vikings get to work. You see, that's a rough and tumble face-off to begin the game, and that should get a little bit of a preview of what this game's going to be like as there's slashes down, picked up by the Vikings as they continue to go through. Still on the ground and tried to slash this one to a teammate, picked up, goes behind, has some contact, and there is a penalty. So the Vikings will take this ball back and start their attack once again.
Yeah, you can see this game already physical. Both teams trying to get hot right out of the gate. And King's able to get the offensive possession, but GFA's defense standing tall.
As that pass just a little bit too high as they're now battling for it. This one's taken by the Vikings again. Take some contact. Now running into the offensive zone. Passes it to a teammate. They fling it inside. There's the shot. Oh, what a save by Grills at the doorstep to stop that one, and the Dragons will take this one back. Nice showing early by Grills, and we'll see. He may be in for a long game with his Vikings offense. Not a position you see the Dragons in all season. We'll see how they respond as that pass knocked down. Still on the ground. It is going to be picked up by King again. Takes a shot from behind. No call by the referee. I like that. Letting the people play as they pass this one out to the wing. As they slow this down a bit, he waits for some reinforcements. We'll see what Murphy can do on defense as he'll play tight and physical as he has all season long as he circles behind the net. Flings this one back. Still working the perimeter a bit. This one up, batted down. It's going to be a foot race to the corner, and we'll see as take some more contact, still out, and they call this one GFA ball. So a nice job by Murphy to go ahead and take that for his team, and GFA will try to get out of their own defensive zone. No offensive opportunities yet for the Dragons. That's something we haven't seen in a very long time. The Dragons not being able to get a offensive opportunity right off the bat, but they look for their first one here as they fling this one up. It's just a little bit too high, but it's picked up in the backfield. Flings this one back. Oh, that's a costly turnover. One-on-one, takes the shot, and a good save by Grills.
We're going to see saves by Jack Grills and defensive plays by GFA become very important in this game. Just looking at the strength and ferociousness of King's attack, they're going to want to be able to defend those as best they can.
As he passes this one off to Kit, slows down a bit, waits for some reinforcements. Still passing it around, now finds McGrone's stick as he'll start the attack. Well, McGrone's going to be called on a lot. He's the quarterback of this GFA offense, and he gets them moving. He gets them energized. He runs around the goal like nobody else can, and he sets up a lot of their plays. They're going to be relying on him a lot for a lot of their goals.
And a lot of times in this game, when you're going up against King, who's undefeated.
Takes the shot. Oh, just close.
You want to be able to communicate very well. You need to be on the same page offensively, because if you're not, then things start to fall apart. Then King's able to take advantage of holes in the defense and holes in the offense, and then they start to get to work offensively. So Will McGrone and his ability to rally the team and really get them on the same page is going to be crucial in this game.
As they're now passing them one around. Puts this one up, it's inside, trying to battle for it, and it's taken now by Grills once again. Now it's Bodian, trying to go around, take some shot. Still trying to look for it as he picks this one up. It's put them down to the ground and picked up now by the Vikings as they're still fighting for it. Takes the shot. Whoa, what a save in net again. Point.
Sorry, folks, technical difficulties, but we made sure we caught Will McGrone's goal, and that's the first goal in this one. GFA goes up 1-0 in a hotly contested game against the Vikings. We told you that Will McGrone would be a crucial person in this game, and he definitely proves us right. 1-0 off of a fantastic goal, off of a deflection from the goalkeeper for King, and it's now 1-0. Face-off coming. Little tie-up for it in the face-off circle, and that's going to be won by GFA. LaFerriere is going to take it. He's going to be on the far side, and that's going to be out of bounds. Looks like it's going to King. King passing it out wide. They're going to pass it out near the bench, and that's going to go out of bounds and back to GFA. So Kit to take it. Josh Kit racing down the field. He's going to try to set the offense here. Passes it out. That's going to be Haas. Haas out to McGrone. McGrone out to Edelman. Edelman on the perimeter looking at his options. Edelman surveying. He's going to try to go one-on-one against the defender. Going in, able to take some shots. It's his size is helping out with that, and he's going around the net. Edelman passing it out. It's going to be picked up by McDonald. McDonald trying to get it to Kit, but he's saved by McGrone. McGrone loses the ball for a second. And great move by number 28. He's going to go down the sideline. And it's going to be picked up by McGrone. So back and forth action, and McGrone gets shot. Or at least decked on the side of the field. And GFA, though, is able to pick it up. That's Karaya. Now that's Haas. Haas behind the net. Looking for options. Going around, bobbing and weaving, taking some shots from number 23. But he's able to pass it out to Edelman. And that's going to be a shot into the goal, saved handedly by number 14 in the keep. 14. Passing it out, that's number 23. King setting up an offense now. They're in the center. Trying to set up an offense and trying to recuperate after a quick goal by McGrone in the 7th minute as time winds down in the first. Crashing into the inside, shot just barely over Jack Grills, but out of bounds and out of play. Looks like it's going to go back to King, though, so they have another opportunity to set things up offensively. Game starts, and King decides to take it slow. Pass out far side of the field. It's going to be picked up by King. King trying to set up an offense here, but they're going to take it slow. Good strategy right now. They're only down by 1. They have a lot of time. Now speeding things up. Shot saved by Jack Grills in net. We told you he's going to be important for GFA to call on, and he delivers there. He's going to set up the offense by passing it out to McGrone. McGrone, the lone goal scorer. Sweeping past number 7 for King. Sorry, the cameras can't catch up with the speed of McGrone. And he's going to try to set up the offense. It's going to be back to Bodian. Bodian trying to communicate on offense. He's going to pass it out to Kit. Kit surveying, looking for options. He's going to pass it out. That's going to be Haas. Haas on the inside, going in, shot, saved by the King goalkeeper. Pass out wide. Defender's going to take it. He's going to be challenged by Corrala. But he's going to maintain possession and set up a King offense. Shot. That's going to be wide. And it looks like that's going to be going back to King, and it is. So King, second life on offense. They're going to try to recuperate after that first goal. Though they're taking it slow on offense, and GFA's defense has stood tall on the shoulders of Jack Grills, and that's going to be a shot that's again wide. Not sure if that hit off anything, and the King player is running back to their zone, so that looks like that's going to be a King ball. Looks like it was deflected after all. And GFA now trying to get set on defense. This is a long possession for King. Pass out wide. He's going to try to go against GFA.
Isaac, we got it. Okay, we're perfect. It was blocked on GFA Wi-Fi. Are you live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Sorry about that, folks. We were having some problems. We found out our video was actually blocked on GFA Wi-Fi. So if you're watching this on GFA Wi-Fi, make sure that you turn off your Wi-Fi as Kit passes this one outside, passes this one through just so close. Again, we apologize for missing that first goal by Will McGrone. We wanted to make sure that our stream was up and going. We now see that it is. But if you are watching on GFA Wi-Fi, make sure to turn that off.
Absolutely.
And make sure you let everybody know that you can't watch this on GFA Wi-Fi due to that email restriction that went out a few days ago.
So apologies for that, viewers, but we made sure we got it all on tape, and looks like we're live and recording now, and it's still a 1-0 game with GFA setting up an offense.
So we've got 3 more quarters to go uninterrupted. So again, we apologize for that, but let's go right back to the action as they continue to pass this one around the goal. This one now comes to McDonald. Pass this one outside the Kit. Still taking their time here with about 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Now that's enough for both teams to have an attack if King ends up getting the ball. As they're now, again, it's nice, safe passing around, trying to look for a way to go through. And just draining some time off the clock. There's been big time opportunities for both teams The defense and Jack Grills have really stepped up in these moments.
Absolutely. And that's really what GFA was counting on. And in this game, usually their offense has been their best defense. But against King, that's not going to work because King's offense is equally as good. And so their defense has to step up. And Jack Grills and his crew have stepped up in a big way.
Still passing it around, trying to find a way through. As Henry McDonald passes it back to McDonald. Thought about ripping a shot, but does not. Now back to Kit. Back to McDonald. Still surveying, trying to find a hole through. They've taken a lot of time off this clock as they've got 30 seconds to work with. It's a good job by the Dragons to drain this and make sure they have the last shot. They have to be careful to not let this time rain off, though, because they did have a lot of time to take a shot. As they pass this one out, it's Haas. Takes that shot just wide. This one is going to go back to the Dragons, but they have 18 seconds to work with. Good job taking the shot there, but now they got to be careful and move fast with 18 seconds left as they sling this one outside to Haas. They've got 15 seconds, still counting down. Pass it back, it's Kit. He shoots, he scores! That's Josh Kit from way downtown, putting that one through with 10 seconds left in the first quarter. What a shot! And that's exactly what we thought we would see from Josh Kit in big moments. He shoots and he scores, makes that one a big rocket in the back of the net. Make this one 2-0 for the Dragons. Wow!
Exactly what GFA wanted, exactly what we were looking for in this game, and he delivers. Wow! Fantastic timing just before time winds down in the first. He's able to make the shot, and GFA goes up 2-0, and that's a big-time goal against King, who's had a lot of pressure and a lot of time of possession.
But here come the Vikings with 7 seconds left, trying to find a way through. They've got 4 seconds. Takes the shot. They score! Wow, what a turn of events. That just shows you how quickly you can score. They scored in 9 seconds, cut this lead in half. Just when we thought the Dragons had momentum, the Vikings are in the first quarter with a goal there.
Wow. I mean, you can see how quickly momentum changes in this game. We've said it time and time again. And King scores in what? 7 seconds less? Like 5 seconds?
It took 9 seconds for them to win that faceoff.
Wow.
That's an improbable shot. That bounced through and went through traffic and goes by Grills. But again, that shot by Josh Kit just shows you that you can't have an answer for that. Snipes it from way, way downtown. What seemed like not a lot of time to spare at all, just 10 seconds. It's unbelievable,
Absolutely.
but that goal going down, this just shows you guys that this is going to be an amazing, amazing game if we continue this. It's 2-1 after the first quarter, and we're in for a great one here.
Absolutely. If you weren't convinced that this was going to be a good game, case in point, Exhibit A. This is going to be a fantastic game, and we're just through one quarter, 2-1 off of fantastic last second shots and goals by both King and GFA. GFA with the slim lead off of Kit's goal and McGrone's goal, but King looking to respond right back in the second. We'll be right back at you with that action. Stick around.
So you've got 29 seconds left.
How bad is the audio delay? Is it after or before?
Listen. So now we're back. We're trying to solve this audio delay. I know there is a little bit of an audio delay, so we'll see if this makes it better. Make sure to let us know in our comments as King will win this first face-off. And they'll go back to work, only down by 1 thanks to that great goal towards the end of this one in the first quarter. As this one's passed out and this one goes out of bounds, the Dragons will take this one. Yes, please let us know in our comments if we have an audio delay. As takes tight ropes, gets through 2 defenders. And now the Dragons are back in business on offense. This one's passed outside, looking for some teammates. He finds some help. Takes that shot. Got a great save in net. It's flicked down, and Haas trying to go get it. He'll put this one back in. The Dragons will start this one back up as it's Kidd outside. Taking their time now, trying to find a way through. There's a nice screen there by McDonald. Still passing this one inside, it scores! It's Bodian from inside. We know he can use that small frame of his to sneak by defenders, and he does just that. Dragons put another one on the board. It's 3-1, just like that, starting this quarter out hot with a quick goal.
Absolutely, and we just see how he gets really hyped before the games. He's really into this, and that's got to be a confidence booster for him. Slips by defenders, able to get the ball right in his stick and shoot it for a quick goal. We've seen him do it all season long, and he delivers here in big-time scenarios. GFA goes up by 2, 3-1 in a tightly contested game. The more difference that they can make between the two teams, the better.
As this face-off now kicked around and picked up, will the Dragons get it? Yes, they will. The timeout called by GFA to set up a play, and that's a nice job by the coaching staff. Heads-up play to go ahead and set something up. This is a big-time opportunity for the Dragons to put yet another goal on the board. They're on a roll right now. Looks like all the momentum is there for the Dragons right now.
Absolutely. They're on a roll. They've up 2, and having that timeout is a perfect place to do it, just so they get set up on offense and they don't give anything away to King, where they could respond quickly on the other side. We saw it. Within 9 seconds, they were able to score and respond to GFA in the end of the first quarter. So GFA, good job with the coaching staff getting that timeout, and now they can regroup, get a plan going on offense, because this is a really big situation where if they can score another goal and go up by 3, they put themselves in a pretty comfortable position going into halftime. If they're able to maintain that lead, their confidence is riding high.
For sure.
They have that differential, and for King, kind of burying them with goals, not too bad, but still laying it on. It kind of sinks in your mentality. You're like, oh, we let in another one? Like, we're better than this. And so they start to rush. They start to not, miss their man assignments, start to mess up their fundamentals. It all starts to snowball, and that's what they're trying to do in this scenario. They want to get this goal, and they want to see if they can just widen that lead going into halftime. But we still have about 11 minutes left, so it's a long time.
Maybe we've got a lot of time left after that, as this is only the first half, but you touched on it, Isaac. After that second goal, King did not put their head down. They're a team that does not give up regardless of the circumstances, and when they put that goal in, you definitely think, well, look at this team. They just had a goal scored on them in the last 30 seconds of the game. They go down and score a goal in 9 seconds. That was quick. They have that mentality, and they're going to keep that for the rest of the game as they're now looking to try to wait through as Kit passes this one inside. Takes the shot. He's hit the side of the net. So close as McDonald rose up to try to get that shot in. As this one is flung out, and he finds a teammate as it's knocked down, picked up by Kit, and the Dragons now have an open goal to shoot. This one's up. Oh, just over the goal. Had that one right there. The goalie was out, but the Dragons are going to get this ball back. A nice turnover, and you can see this high press in their offensive zone gets the ball right back after what looked like a turnover.
That's huge. GFA getting the ball right back.
Takes that shot, and a nice save going down low as they fling this one up. And a nice catch, has to get by Edelman. Takes a push from behind, lost the ball, stumbles through, and are they going to be able to pick it up? White ball, as they say, a violation on Edelman. So the Vikings will have an opportunity now to put another one through and an offensive opportunity and cut this lead in half. But they have to get by Murphy first, and that's a tough task. Takes some contact, now running, has some speed. Finds a teammate outside. We'll see if he circles around the goal. Now picks it up. Tries to shoot. This one just a little bit up. And the Vikings will pick this one up in the corner and see if they can resume this play. It's those wraparounds that really can confuse goalies, and they tried it there. Grills was sharp there, though.
Absolutely, and he's been sharp all game, and GFA is really thankful for that because he's just been on target with his saves. And not the last goal notwithstanding, he's played a fantastic game. He's going to have to play really well in this attack because King's definitely pressing. They want to make sure they are able to slim down that lead.
They are pressing, and it's definitely putting a lot of pressure on this offense as they'll resume this offensive attack. So they fling this one now in the middle. It's been tough for King to find a hole through. It's really been like a quick counterattack that they've gotten their goal off of. We'll see if they can try to get a goal by solving this defense out as they shoot this one from deep. That one looks like a missed shot as it went off the side a little bit. I think it slipped out of his stick. The Vikings will have this one back, though. It's a long offensive opportunity, and for King, you want to see a goal out of this one. I mean, these are prime opportunities to go ahead and score, especially when you've been given the ball back so many times.
Absolutely, yeah. You want to be able to score on this one and make sure you slim down that lead. And you have a long offensive opportunity, but
this could be a turnover. It's being kicked around. We'll see whose ball is it. It is GFA ball. As this one's flung out. Now it's McGrone. Finds inside. He shoots, and a great save with the shaft of the stick. The Dragons will get this one back, but Vikings goalie keeping his team in it right now.
Absolutely.
As play is resumed, it looks like the Vikings have the ball. They do. So it was a fantastic play by their goalie to get it back for them on what looked like it definitely could have been goal number 4 for GFA as this one's flowing out. A nice pass, finds a teammate, has to get out of the corner though. Nice job to get around it. Still on the ground, flings this one up, batted down. It looks like it's a scrum for the ball as this one's still kicked around and picked up by the Vikings. Takes some contact, now finds open space. Takes the shot, and it's saved by Grills in net. Now the Dragons have a counterattack. He's got some green ahead of him. You can feel every fan on their feet as he takes this long shot. It just goes wide. And GFA will pick this ball right back up to resume on offense.
And that's a fantastic save by Grills. Had a good shot, but made a routine save and was able to get it in his stick and then set up the offense. You can see GFA had something going there. Shot went out of bounds, but now they still are set up well offensively, and they can really make a good strike here.
Isaac, this is fast-paced, and this is everything that was advertised. And Grills, despite this fast pace, despite the pressure, is able to keep his composure and make that save. That was a big-time play. It's something we definitely want to look back on as we go towards the second half. That was a big-time play. As McGrone now setting up, passes this one to Kit, passes it back to McGrone. Thought about taking a shot, but does not. It's Bodian. Now Haas, still working it around. Back to Haas. Finds inside. McGrone has scored again. That's goal number 2 for Will McGrone. And the quarterback of the GFA offense has just put the second one away of this game, and it is 4-1, and the Dragons coming out to a lead now. They're finding their footing, and quick.
That was big, and now they're up by 3. 6 minutes left, so they wasted some time too, and J. King now in a bigger hole than what they'd like, and McGrone is his second goal. And we were talking about how fantastic of a player he is and how he's not a very selfish player, how he's the quarterback of the offense. He's not afraid to pass it out if someone's in a better position. He's always communicating, always trying to get people open in space and try to get plays started that way. And he's able to be rewarded for that with his second goal of the game. Yeah,
and the fourth goal of the game for GFA. But here come the Vikings as they've just won this face-off. We'll see if they can get back to work. As you can see, the Vikings had such a long opportunity to score, and they weren't able to put that one in, and instead there's a goal coming for GFA. If they'd scored on that drive, given the amount of chances that they had, we could be definitely looking at possibly a tie game at this point, but instead it's 4-1.
Absolutely, and you can see how GFA's defense is really keeping them in this game. They've stood tall, especially Grills, with some really key saves on fantastic shots from King. And that's why the Kings only scored 1 goal, even though they've been really dominant on time of possession.
As this one is saved by Grills again. Not that it matters, as it was a violation. As he flings this one outside, it's caught by Grills. Grills, an aggressive goalie, not afraid to take it all the way, and we have seen that at some times. Now this game is definitely different. We'll see if he has that aggressive mentality here. As now the Dragons into the offensive zone, and we'll see if they can make the most of another opportunity. Again, an opportunity given to them by their defense, not by the center circle. They've lost some faceoffs here, but their defense has been rock solid to give it back to their offense and give them the opportunities they need.
And when you lose in the faceoff circle, you're not able to get that possession that way. You got to find some other way to maintain time of possession, and their defense has been that other way, and they've been really good there.
This shot, that one is saved, and it's going to be picked up by Kit behind the net. We've got 5 minutes and 20 seconds. This one is a nice pass out to McGrone, and he'll reset, allow his teammates to move off the ball, directs traffic a little bit. We'll see if he can race by a defender. He does, just like that. No one's home. See, now circles around the goal. Oh, and big time open hit. No call by the referee. And again, the referee letting the players get physical. I think that's good, at least at this point in the game. Of course, you don't want to see some dangerous retaliation, but that's the physicality I think King needs in order to come back. Oh my goodness, what a shot by Kit! His second goal of the game!
Wow. I was seeing him wind up, and I'm like, he's not shooting from there, is he? And then, bam! Top corner, top left corner, and why should we expect anything less? I mean, he's just such a fantastic shooter. When you see him wind up, you got to be thinking in the back of your mind, that one's going in. And he delivers there just past the reach of the goalie.
But that wind up came from nowhere. Guarded by 3 people. He went down low, looked like it would be a pass, but it goes up to the top left corner. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness.
That's just sneaky. Come on, Luke. He came out of the shadows to score the 5th goal of the game. And yeah, if I was King, I'd take a timeout after that one too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got to regroup. How do you come back from that? How do you just get your be in the right headspace after a shot like that? There's just no way to defend it. You were right there on the defensive coverage. Goalie was right there on the goal coverage. It just sneaks by him. Fantastic shot, rocket into the top left corner. There's not much you can do about that. And good job by King to just get the timeout and regroup and just talk to yourself like, wow. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. We got to get our offense ready to respond because now they're down by 4. This is definitely not the hole they wanted to be in.
And as you can see throughout the season, just how much this offense has progressed when Josh Kidd is healthy, when Oscar Edelman is back in the lineup, when Henry McDonald is there and McGrone is able to do his thing now uncontested, really, because they have all these shooters to worry about, not to mention Kyle Haas, who can just rip it from deep.
Absolutely.
I mean, this offense has exploded, especially since that first game, and especially since even that overtime game where they beat St. Luke's 13-12. I mean, this is a whole nother look for GFA, and this is why they're in the championship, and this is why they're undefeated in the FAA, and they're making it known to the Vikings right now. They're doing such a great job to command this game, both on defense and on offense.
Absolutely, yeah. They're making it known that they're a force to contend with in the FAAs, and they're going up against the titan of lacrosse in the FAAs. King is obviously no slouch. They won 6 games in the FAA, 6-0. And so is GFA this year, and they're making sure that they make it known to every single team in the conference that they're a force to be reckoned with, and this is what's happening right here.
So GFA has changed the face-off man, and we'll see what strategy they have with this change of personnel, as this one's still on the ground, flipped up, and won by the Dragons. Is a nice spin move by Edwards. They get through Edwards with that big frame, gets physical. He's trucked people before. We'll see if that physicality will play a part in this one, as this one is on the ground, scooped away, and picked up by the Vikings. Nice job to avoid a slash, as this one is passed outside. Now running through, takes a hack into the offensive zone, has a teammate inside. This one's flicked up and picked up now by the Vikings. Nice contact there by Murphy, gets his stick in, can't hit it away. It's a nice deke, now falls, still has the ball as a flag is called, so King will have almost a free possession here to do what they wish.
And that's really key at this stage in the game. They definitely want to be able to capitalize on this, and even if they can't, and just really start to get things going on offense.
Well, now you can take that risky shot if you really need it.
Absolutely. Now you can start to get creative on offense. You can start to do plays that you might not normally do in a game because they are low percentage plays, but they're high risk, high reward, and not able to capitalize on that specific possession.
But they do
now
get the ball back.
Penalty. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, they could sort of wait a little bit to have that perfect shot, because they know that if they take it and they miss it, it's no big deal. They get the ball back, and they made a little bit of a riskier pass, I guess. I mean, passing it around, and it didn't work out. But now they got the ball back, and we'll see if they can regroup up a player now on offense. This is a big-time opportunity. If they score, this could be some momentum going their way. They haven't tasted a goal in a while since that goal towards the end of, not towards the end, at the end of the first quarter, as they put this one behind the goal. Has a player open, finds him. But see, there's a little bit of confusion in the middle of the field, tightening that middle up, where usually you'd want to send one player running in. It's there. It has to be another flag. There is. It's on the ground and picked up by GFA. We'll see. I think GFA is going to lose another player. This is, again, another big-time opportunity for King to put one through.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a 5-on-3 penalty in hockey. You have 2 men in the box for GFA, and you have a 2-man advantage on the field now. So now you got to figure out what you're going to do with that, and I think it starts with good communication. You have to have a strategy set. You can't just say, oh, we'll wing it. I'll figure out what I can do. This isn't a time to improvise. This is a time to have a good strategy set, because you want to be able to know exactly where your man's going to be, if he's going to crash into the center, if he's going to wrap around, and you want to be quick with these goals. You don't want to give up any time than you need to.
This one's on the ground, trying to take this one up, and it is picked up by the Vikings. It's a 6-on-4 penalty right now, and if the Vikings are going to score, you'd think it would be here, as this one is shot and scored. So the Vikings finally strike. A little bit of aggressiveness here coming through, as there's some flags coming out, and we'll see who this is on. Yes, I think it is on GFA. So it's Hebert taking the late hit, as he's going to go out.
That's big.
It is big. They lose a big defender, and looks like the Vikings will not only get a free face-off, but also get back to work on the power play. And a chance to, again, cut their what once was a 4-goal lead in half to 2.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity for King. That was not the best hit by Hebert, a late hit there. You just came out of a goal. You're back to full strength. I think they would be back to full strength after that goal. But now King has a man advantage and an opportunity to cut this goal difference in half. GFA's in a tight spot. Obviously, they're not losing yet, so they're not in that bad of a spot. But you don't want to give up that lead too quickly. And just with about under 3 minutes left until halftime, they definitely wanted to maintain that 4-goal lead, if not the 3-goal lead. And giving King a man advantage when they really don't need it, and when they can score even without it, that's a bad penalty.
So no face-off, as it looks like if we have this call right, the Vikings will get this one in, and they'll just have an offensive opportunity right off the bat. And they'll try to put goal number 3 away. We'll see. That goal definitely helps out their mentality. Well, what is this? Was the penalty on King?
Interesting.
Well, I saw Hebert walk off the field. I could have sworn that was what the call was, because I saw the late shoving.
Yeah,
it looks like the Dragons going to have this. I think we have this one wrong.
I guess so. I mean, I rescind everything I just said.
Yes, I mean, it looks like if the Dragons have it, it can't be a penalty against King. That wouldn't make sense. I think it was a penalty with a late shove first. I think it was some retaliation from Hebert, but yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
sorry, Mr. Hebert. We got that one wrong. Your name is cleared. And along with that, the Dragons have an offensive opportunity, and McGrone will start to get to work here.
So this is a completely different look from what we were talking about.
Yes, it is.
How they can respond right back and make that goal difference 4 again.
Yeah, it does look like King has a player out on the penalty, so it was an off-the-ball penalty right after they scored the goal. As this is now passed around, it's Haas behind the net. Back to Haas. Now Kit takes this shot too high.
When Josh Kit shoots, you can never be too sure if that one's not going to go in.
As McGrone surveying, trying to find a way through. He's got 2 goals to his name, and I think he'd like nothing more to get number 3. As this is passed around. Now back to McGrone. Goals have come 2 by McGrone, 2 by Kit, and 1 by Bodian. As this is passed inside, couldn't get it. Racing to try to pick this one up, but the Dragons do. They've got 1 minute and 47 seconds left in the first half. Timeout called by GFA, and King is back to full strength. So they weren't able to make the most out of that penalty opportunity. So King is back. They got their player back, and it's even for both teams. But this is a similar situation to the way the first quarter ended. They've got 1 minute and 42 seconds left. And they're probably the same strategy. Pass it around, have as much time off the clock as you need. You're up by
Absolutely.
3, and try to put one through towards the end of the clock. They have good time clock management when they need to, as they did towards the end of the first quarter.
So yeah, I mean, this is a good. GFA is in a good spot right now. They can drain the clock and they have possession too, I believe. So if they can drain the clock, it's 2 minutes. You can pass it around. That's enough time, and not too much time to try to kill. If they can pass it around, maintain that 3-goal lead going into halftime, that's huge. I mean, going into this game, I wouldn't have predicted that GFA would be up by 3. I thought it'd be a lot closer towards halftime. I mean, 3 is not obviously not a blowout, but 3 is definitely a bigger goal difference than what I thought. And if GFA can go into halftime with that 3-goal lead, they got to be happy with the way their offense has been playing. But I think more importantly, they're going to be happy with the way their defense has been playing. And Grills and company have just been a brick wall that have just pretty much stopped any and all attacks from King, minus the 2 goals that King has been able to score. And King's had a lot of offensive opportunities. It's not been a lack of offensive opportunities.
Exactly.
It's just been great defense.
For sure. I think a lot of these, I think the big reason why King is down is, like you said, not because of a lack of offensive opportunities. They just haven't been able to put them away. I mean, and as for Jack Grills, he's had a spectacular performance in net right now, really only giving up one big goal that I'd say is a goal against him, because you can't really call a 6-on-4 goal against you being anything.
Exactly.
It's like you can't blame a goalie in hockey for giving up a penalty goal, a power play goal, especially when somebody's open like that.
Right, exactly.
And the other one was, lapse in the defensive play, letting a player go all the way down in the last 10 seconds of the game. But here come the Dragons now with his Bodian. We'll see what he can do for his team as he passes this one outside to McDonald. Taking some contact in. And again, I think this is going to be a slow approach right now for GFA, just like they did to end the first quarter, as he stops on a dime, tries to create some separation. No teammate out for him. He was still circling around. Now McGrone. Still circling around now. Takes some contact, able to shift away, now speeds up. Gets by a second defender, but nobody's home for the pass as he stops, looks for somebody, and they're not helping as he finally flings one outside to McDonald. They've got 48 seconds now to work with. That's enough for 2 shots. Just like we saw when Haas missed that first one, they were able to go ahead and get another shot off in 8 seconds.
Exactly. I think their strategy, though, is just to maintain. They don't really need that fourth that goal to make it.
If you have the opportunity, go ahead and take it. But you don't want to have that.
They don't want to force it.
You can see how quickly King can score as McDonald now looking for somebody. Didn't pass. Has 20 seconds to work with as he still has it. Taking some contact, spinning around. He's looking to take the shot. He does, and this one has scored. He put it by. And that's McDonald's first goal of this one, and the Dragons now increase their lead to 4. It is 6-2.
That was a really great individual effort.
Yes, it was.
Didn't pass it out. We were thinking, what's he going to do here? He kept distance between him and the defender, and then when he was able to slip by, he had a sliver of window to the goal, and he's able to make the most of it. That was a worm burner, kind of a grounder shot, just slips by the foot of the goalie.
There's a lot of traffic in front.
Absolutely,
can't blame the goalie for letting that one in.
Yeah, you really can't. When you have that many bodies in front of you, you just can't see what's happening. And ball slips by, and that's GFA's 6th goal, and the first one for McDonald.
But King now does not have 10 seconds to work with. They have 14 seconds to work with, and we'll see if they can get the ball back, as this one's flipped up, taken by the Dragons, and we'll see. Maybe they can put another goal in, as they've got 5 seconds, flinging this one outside, passes it in. That's shot just off, and that will be how the first half ends. They've got 2 seconds, but pass it in and call it a half. They fling this one in, and no one-timer, but GFA ends this half the same way, or ends this quarter the same way King ended the first quarter, with a goal, and they take a 6-2 lead going into halftime. That has to feel good in the championship game. They've left their mark in the first half so far, but look, it's a 4-goal game. You can see how quickly momentum can shift, how quickly teams can score. It's anybody's game going into the second half.
Yeah, I mean, GFA is up by 4, but that's certainly not an insurmountable lead. And King, you can see how quickly they can score. And when they turn on the Jets, look out. They're coming right at you. And only down by 4, definitely not the best spot that they could be in, but certainly could be worse. And they're going to try to work on things on defense. I think mostly it's their communication on offense. They've had a lot of offensive opportunities, but they just haven't been able to capitalize, and I think it's because there's not a lot of movement in the center. They just haven't really been communicating and figuring out exactly what they want to do offensively, and it's cost them because GFA's defense doesn't allow you to kind of wait and see what you can figure out. So that's what they're going to talk about in the huddle, trying to find an offensive strategy that works for them, that's going to work for them going forward. And GFA, they got to be happy with the way they played. Their offense has been humming, their defense has been locked tight, and they're just going to try to do more of the same.
Yes, again, we talked about how GFA is able to command the game most of the time through the face-off circle, and the Vikings have not allowed that to happen. It's been very, very close battles in the center circle. King, I think, winning most of the face-offs. It's been a tough job for the Dragons in the center circle, but their defense have come away with a lot of the opportunities for their offense. Now, their offense has been very efficient when they have the ball. Some goals, like that one goal by Josh Kidd, coming out of nowhere, really. I mean, and just surprising the defense entirely. But this was what we saw that the defense could do in this last game that they played on our last broadcast, and they've carried that mentality into this one. Their defense has been spectacular, led by Jack Rills in goal, making some great saves up close, from far, from everywhere. Now, one thing we haven't seen from Grills is he seems to be a lot more conservative with the passes. He seems to be a lot more conservative with handling the ball, and I think that's a combination of the championship game, needing to make sure that you're there and not put your team in a tough scenario. And two, I think just because of how high this King press is, I mean, you can't move, and when you look to see that there's not a lot of space, you don't want to take it because you're the goalie. You need to go back and goal.
Right, yeah.
Make sure
If you get hit and you lose the ball, there's no one defending the goal, and that's a pretty easy shot if King's able to pick it up, go down the other side of the field and score, and that's just a sunk cost and a bad play. So I get why he's being a little bit more conservative on the way he sets up plays. I think it's definitely from the coach saying, don't take it out. Be in the goal.
Don't take a risk.
We gotta keep you there. Exactly.
And well, the Vikings offense have not had their lack of opportunities. They've had a lot of offensive opportunities, and they just haven't been able to put one through. Finally being able to put their name back on the score sheet with a 6-on-4 opportunity. And if you don't score there, then you're doing something wrong, in my opinion. I mean, against any defense, when you're up 2 people, I mean, that would be a very disappointing outing if you don't go ahead and put that second goal aboard. Look, they're down 4, but they have the firepower to come back, and they've been playing physical. They've been going at it. You have to wonder, though, what would happen if they were even strength, if they were able to not have that penalty after the game, after their second goal. Maybe they would have won a face-off, had an offensive opportunity, went ahead and scored a goal. But I feel like that penalty sort of derailed the momentum of that second goal.
Right, exactly, and if they were able to get that opportunity and then go down the other end and score, it could have been a completely different look to the game. But as it stands, it's 6-2, and GFA's kind of riding high, and King's right there. When they get things going on offense, they can come right back, but they just need to change a couple of strategies on offense and really just get a set strategy that they want to work with and go forward for the rest of the game.
Remember, Isaac, I'll always come back to it because we saw it firsthand. It's still always going to surprise me. Remember the Rye Country Day game. You can score 3 goals in 1 minute and 30 seconds. We saw it happen against the Dragons. Who's to say you can't do it now? They have a lot more than 1 minute and 30 seconds left. So right now, it's anybody's game. There's still 2 whole quarters to play. And if the Vikings can go ahead and figure something out on offense, using those big opportunities they're able to get from those face-off wins, they could definitely call their way back in this game. And they're not out of it right now, only down 4. So we've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in halftime. We'll take a short break, but come back for the exciting conclusion of this one because this is just what was advertised. Extremely exciting, extremely physical, extremely high-intensity game. We're ready to go ahead and give you the second half of this one in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So for now, we're going to take a quick break, but don't miss the exciting conclusion of this one. Stick around. And we're back here. The buzzer sounds. 12 minutes on the clock here for the start half number 2, quarter number 3. And we'll see who will win this big face-off to start the second half. I feel like this is a big face-off here. I really think that this is important for both teams to win. Because if King wins this face-off and scores a quick goal, then they're really right back in it, especially with that energy. And if GFA wins it and they score a goal, it just continues to build their lead.
Absolutely. So this one's key, and we'll see who's able to win it. It looks like Kurilla going to take this one. I think that's a change from who they usually have.
As this one is flicked up and picked up by the Vikings. As he takes a tumble, this ball's on the ground. Still trying to pick it up. The Vikings try to get it away, and it's picked up by the Dragons. So a weird face-off, but I guess we'll say the Dragons win that one. As now it's McGrone. Takes some contact. Now finds Haas. Haas, I know, definitely wants to leave his mark on the score sheet of this one. And he has the shot to do it, too, as it finds Kit. Puts it around his back. That's a nice Harlem Globetrotter move there with the stick.
I see them practice that in practice too, and they like to do a little bit of showmanship during the games. Makes it interesting.
Now behind the goal, it's McGrone. And GFA taking a slower approach as now they speed things up, take some contact, running around the goal. Now fling it outside to Haas. Now Haas, nice screen there by Kit, but unable to get through. As Bodian. Now running this way. Nice deke. Still running through. Trying to find some space as he gets behind the goal and nobody's home. So maybe he'll try to find Haas outside. We'll see.
Not a lot of movement in the inside
of
the goal. I think they're doing a lot of wraparounds and perimeter shots. I mean, for Kit that works. And for Haas that also works. But we'll see if they try to change up that strategy. Because having Bodian crash into the center, you kind of lose him in space.
As Haas takes that shot, it's just wide. Now, something I haven't seen this game has been Oscar Edelman crashing in the middle of the field. Because usually with Edelman, he has that massive size and that mammoth stick. As this one is taken, it goes out of bounds. The Dragons will get this one back. But yeah, we're used to seeing Oscar Edelman go in the middle of the field. They pass it way up high where nobody can get it. He's able to get that stick down, and he shoots and more than likely scores, especially since the height is really unguardable. We haven't seen a lot of that this game. They're sort of changing up the styles. Here's McGrone wrapping around, takes the shot. Oh, what a save. Takes a big hit, too. He's able to get back up as this one is flung out. Has to be careful. And hits it right to Murphy. As he tries to flick this one up, it's taken by the Vikings. So we'll see. Looks like a lost shoe. Takes this one now. The Vikings saying that he stepped out of bounds. He lost his shoe, but nobody on the referee staff seems to care. And now the Vikings try to get through. No goals scored to this point. But the Vikings look to change that one on this possession, and that would definitely be a big-time play moving forward for their team. As they take that shot, it's high, and King will take this ball back. But again, this is another instance of having the opportunity but not being able to put it away.
Right.
And they've had a lot of multiple chance opportunities on drives too where they've missed the shot, but they get the ball back. As they'll try to score, and they do. As there's a flag, we'll see if it's a trip on the goal. As 2 flags came out, they say the goal is good, but I'm not going to speculate about this one. We'll see what the flag is on.
It looks like they say the goal is good, so I'm assuming it's something on GFA. And
my opinions, I think it might have been a trip during the shot.
Probably.
We'll see if they put the flag away since the goal was good. And I know in hockey, when a delayed penalty, the penalty does not stand if they score.
I think that's what's going to do. He's able to tuck the flag away.
Yeah, so the flag is tucked away. There will be a face-off. No penalty there, and the Vikings have now made it a 3-goal game.
And that was a big goal to get.
It was a big goal to get, and that was all determination. There was no pass in the middle. It was just willpower to score. And look who have won the face-off, the Vikings.
Yeah, that's a big goal to score. Now they set themselves up well offensively. I think they, in the huddle and in the halftime, they had a plan going. They were trying to figure out something on offense. And
it looks like he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, so that stifles that play.
GFA's going to get the ball back. That was a big turnover. He can't make that mistake. GFA's defense forced him out of bounds with good contact.
That's huge.
That's
huge because they had a good amount of momentum. Looks like
a risky pass by Jack Grills. He had Aiden Murphy wide open, and he gives this one right back to the Vikings. He wasn't looking at the left side of the field. He was wide open. That's a lapse. And King is going to get this one right back after the turnover.
Yeah, you can't do that. You have to make sure you figure out where you're going to pass, and that's a fundamental. You got to take care of that one.
And it almost goes through, but this one's going to go back. Looks like the Vikings will get this one, but that was a tough shot. Just went wide, though. There's now some contact. Gets around Murphy. Takes some more contact as he almost goes down, but kept his footing. Lots of contact still going around. Vikings able to get around. Now this one's out for the wing. Big hit. There's the flag coming out, so another big penalty against GFA. They'll have a free play as they take this shot. It's just wide. The Vikings will get this one, but the penalty will come into effect. It looks like a substitution coming here for GFA, and the Dragons will lose a player.
That's big.
An interesting decision to put Bodian on and take Edwards out, especially on the power play. You take the physical player off and put the speedy ninja of Sevi Bodian in.
And that is an interesting play. Maybe they're hoping that they'll
have a quick
get the ball.
counterattack.
Yeah, exactly. Quick counterattack or get the ball off of a loose ball.
That's bold.
Yeah, that's
especially
a bold
in this part of the game. But, I mean, fortune favors the bold, as we saw in the Sean Payton onside kick Super Bowl. I'm not saying this is the same type of thing, as that was a massive risk, but it is a risk nonetheless. And we'll see if it pays off. Gets around, a nice step as this shot just goes wide, and the Vikings will get this one back. That was a key opportunity to shoot. Looks like uncontested.
Yeah, it just goes wide, but I think that was a good shot to take. And
oh no, it was. It's tough shot to miss.
Right.
This is a tough angle. Find someone inside. They shoot and they score. It is 6-4, thanks to the power play given up by GFA. And these penalties are killing the Dragons right now. They haven't lost their lead, but this one is now trimmed to 2.
Absolutely. And GFA can't give up any more of these penalties because it's just essentially a free play for King. It's not like King has been able to, GFA hasn't had a very good power play kill this game, and
this is half their goals given up on the power play.
Yeah, it's just that's avoidable. You can't avoid giving up those penalties. You got to take care of those fundamentals, and when they don't have those kind of plays, I mean they were leading by 5 at one point.
No, it was 4, but now that lead is cut in half to 2. And the Vikings have come alive. We said it's anybody's game, and you can see how fast you can score and momentum can shift, and King now has it, but they have to be careful as McGrone is racing, couldn't catch up to him, and the Vikings have won yet another face-off as they'll look to try to put another one through and make it a 1-goal game possibly, and they've got stuff in their favor. You have to wonder, though, what would have happened if Edwards could put a big hit on the defensive end. I mean, of course, you don't want to avoid a penalty. As this pass just wide, it's not going to help the Vikings' chances. I know they have a lot of time. That's not what they were looking for, and the Dragons will get this one back. And it's a good job there to force an errant pass and get it back for their team, try to settle things down a bit after giving up 2 unanswered.
And that was big for their defense. They needed something to go right for them, and they needed something that they could regroup around and get their offense going. And forcing that turnover and getting right back to work on offense was big.
So now GFA around the back of the net. I believe we're saying he stepped out of bounds, and he did. So now the Vikings take this one out. Almost lost the ball as they try to get out of their defensive end. Fling this one back, and it's going to be picked up at midfield. Has to get around McGrone as he races by, and he does. Past midfield into the offensive zone. Now he's resetting a bit. You got 6 minutes and 30 seconds left as he takes this shot, flicked up. Nice save in net by Grills, but the Vikings will get this one back.
That was a hard save to make, and because there's so many bodies in the front, it's a hard ball to track, so getting a stick up there and bouncing it up and forcing it out of bounds, that was big, but now Kings has an opportunity to regroup on offense, and they're red hot so far.
As he lost the ball, able to pick it back up, some big, tight defensive work in the backfield behind the goal, but Vikings able to get this one right back. only down 2. A goal here would cut that in half, and wow, that would be a big-time play.
Absolutely.
Especially since they were down 4 to go into this quarter, as this is an opportunity to do it. Just missed that pick, able to pick it back up. Trying to find a way through. It's still on the ground, picked up by the Vikings. They have a nice opportunity to go as he takes a tumble. How did he keep that in his stick?
And there's a
penalty,
play.
another penalty going against GFA. That's not what they wanted to see, and this puts King in a big-time opportunity to score unanswered goal number 3. Wow.
That is not what GFA was looking for at all. You can't do the check from behind. You got to take care of your fundamentals. And I know there was a scrum for the ball in the center, and you don't want to give up a play with all those bodies in the front where Grills can't see. But that's definitely a bad penalty. And now King goes up a man, and GFA has to stay stout on defense. And if King's able to score their 5th goal, chopping this lead down to 1, that's a huge momentum booster, and then they're just within striking distance of tying this one up, and they got a lot of time left. They're still in the 3rd period.
Well, just when you thought the Dragons had momentum, we were talking about it, the penalties have just derailed that. And if the Vikings are able to score one more goal, it's just what we said at halftime. It's anybody's game. It is right now. It was at halftime, and it still is, even more so right now. But this is what we advertised, and the Vikings are making a push to try to come back after they were down by 4. And we'll see what they're able to do as they try to regroup with this timeout. And when we resume, I believe King will have the ball after the penalty. And they'll get to work a man up to try to put goal number 5 on the board.
And this is a good timeout for GFA to just get set defensively and make sure they have the right strategy and they're all on the same page, because when you're a man down, you got to make sure that everyone stays to their targets. And you oftentimes try to play a zone so that you could cover 2 people at the same time. And that also takes coordination, too, that you're not clipping someone else's zone and that you're not leaving too much open space for someone to take a nice shot. So good strategy. They got to get a good strategy going. Nice job taking the timeout, or just at least getting a good respite to try to get things going on defense. And they're going to try to kill this penalty and keep their goal difference to 2.
These 2 teams battling for the championship, battling to keep their perfect record alive. And we've got 5 minutes and 45 seconds in your 3rd quarter left. And here is what could be the biggest opportunity of the game so far for King to try to cut this lead down to 1 and rally back after an avalanche of goals scored against them as they take this long shot. This one is off the mark, and the Vikings will get they say it's Dragons' ball. This is a big turn of events.
Oh, this is huge. GFA can now try to kill this penalty, and I think it's a lot easier in lacrosse to try to kill the power play than in hockey because the field's longer. You can kind of hold on to the ball, and then you kill it that way. We'll see what Grills decides to do. I think he's going to have McDonald take it from the back.
And he does. Have to be careful of this press. It could be one turnover that could spell doom. As he passed this one to McGrone, he's not able to get it. Will it get out of bounds? It does, and the Vikings will get this one back. You had to be careful to not miss your pass, and it was just too wide for McGrone to handle, and the Vikings now start up. They still have time on this penalty, so they still have the power play opportunity alive, but they have to work fast. This one's picked up. Now picked up, still trying to find a way through. Back out to the center. It's nice pyramid-shaped defense by the Dragons, not letting anybody get through as this one is still on the ground, still trying to pick it up. And it's going to be scooped up by the Dragons, or at least it was. Now it's picked up by GFA. Avoids a big hit, and there he goes. There's Green in front of him as he slows this one down. Finds McGrone as he'll set. Oh, and a nice juke. It was not McGrone, it's Hebert. My bad. Nice juke move by Hebert. And it looks like the Dragons are at full strength once again as they'll make a substitution. Kit has it in his stick.
This is a really great opportunity for GFA to set up a nice offense. Coming off of killing the power play, still with possession, and they're roaring so far. They're going to try to get that third goal or three-goal lead back, but it takes good communication, and we'll see if it's a wraparound strategy or a crash into the center strategy, or just give it to Kit and have him shoot from the red line.
Well, here's Bodian. He's pirouetting, still trying to find somebody, and finally finds a teammate. McDonald, this was a nice opportunity for him to crash to the middle of the field maybe, but looks like he's taking his time a bit. Doesn't look like that's the strategy. It hasn't been all game. Been a lot of wraparounds and deep shots. And Kit has it now.
And it's worked for GFA so far.
It has.
So we'll see if they stick with it. But, I mean, when you have McDonald who can crash into the center, and certainly Bodian can as well, wonder why you wouldn't want to use it. But I guess it's just a different strategy and a different look on defense.
It's now McDonald. Takes away a shot, takes this one in. Great save in net again. Has to work around a lot of pressure as he flings up a prayer, and it's answered, or is it? It's not, as it's picked up by Bodian. Now inside, it's Haas. He scores! Kyle Haas puts his name on the score sheet in a big way after a turnover with big high press defense, and Sebi Bodian takes the ball away and assists in a big time way.
Oh, that's huge.
No rhyme intended.
That's a fantastic assist. Scoops the ball up on the far side of the field and has a long pass to Kyle Haas, who Sebi Bodian was able to see that he was wide open on the left side of the field, and he's able to take the shot. Maneuvers past the King goalkeeper. I think King, the goalkeeper, was in fantastic position, but when you're a one-on-one against Kyle Haas, it's almost impossible to defend that. He's able to slip it by, and GFA goes up by 3.
Regain their 3-goal lead, but here come the Vikings with a strong face-off win. Able to find a teammate outside. Almost was sandwiched by 2 defenders. Now they have some time to work with. They have some time to chip away at this one, and they have a whole quarter to go. So again, they still have lots of time as they try to find a teammate inside. This one is on the ground, trying to race for it, takes some contact, and is going to be picked up by the Vikings. Still on the ground though, flipped up, still up in the air, trying to find it. 2 battling for it, takes some contact. There's a big hit, and it's picked up now by Edwards, who takes a lot of contact, still has it, running through people. Toe Mater putting them to the junkyard, as there's McGrone, finds a teammate, or almost, there's a hit to the head.
There's 2 flags.
As it looks like a flag, and yes, this one is going to go against King.
And what a high-octane play by Toe Mater. He's able to, I mean, what is that, 3 defenders all giving him shots?
He said, no, I'm not going down. Weeblos wobble, but they don't fall down, and he did not there.
And the fact that he was able to maintain possession with all of that contact and then fling it out to McGrone, who's also able to scoop it up on a pass that was just in the dirt. Wow, I mean, that's just a fantastic play and a huge momentum booster, just able to maintain possession. And now GFA set up well offensively with a power play, so they might be able to respond to King and go up by 4.
Well, they had 2 unanswered goals against them, mainly because of penalties, and now they get an offensive penalty opportunity of their own, and we'll see if they can put this one away and make it 8-4 and regain that 4-goal lead they had coming into halftime. As they fling this one around to McDonald, he'll put this one into Kit. McGrone, your goals today, 2 from McGrone, 2 from Kit, 1 from Bodian, and a big one from Haas. Kit passes this one inside. It's on the ground. It's going to be picked up by the Vikings. The goalie has it, doing a Jack Grills impression as he throws up another pass. It's on the ground, and it's going to be picked up by GFA. There's a big hit. Still has it, and it's still trying to shuffle it. Nice move by McDonald to get around. Has to get around some contact, though, as he finds a teammate. Nice job, and he worked around a lot. Now it's Haas. Passing this one to Kit. They've got 1 minute and 17 seconds to go. As they call up a play.
I like the communication, too. They're wanting to get a specific play set up with about 1 minute left, kind of a minute drill or 2-minute drill. Try to extend the lead or just get a good offensive drive going. And it's going to, hopefully, we'll see if it works well for them.
Here's McGrone now. Almost made the defender slip. We've got 50 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. As our lead went down to 2, but now up to 3. And we'll see if they can give it a net 0 for this half. As they give this one off to Kit. Now trying to find his way through, speeding things up, getting around some, passing it inside. It's Bodian with a nice save in net. The Vikings have 18 seconds to work with, and they better go quick. The goalie, oh boy, he's taking his time. They have 10 seconds to go. I'm not sure what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the strategy is.
This is not, I mean, they have 5 seconds to go. They're not going to get a shot off. That's it. No, awful time management. They had 18 seconds to go down, and they just took their sweet time getting through. Missed opportunity, and this half is going to end 7-4, or rather this quarter's going to end 7-4. It's a 3-goal lead for the Dragons, down from 4, but they're able to battle back after 2 unanswered goals, put one of their own. It's 7-4 going into to quarter number 4. Still anybody's game. You saw how quickly King scored those 2 goals, and they can do that again. And you'd say with the time that they had left, 8 minutes, they could put another one through for sure in that amount of time.
Absolutely, yeah, they definitely can. And going into the fourth quarter, they have 12 minutes to work with, 3 goals, and they were able to score a good amount of goals in the third period when they got their offense humming, when they had a good strategy going, and they were able to figure out GFA's defense. They were able to get it within 2, and GFA is able to widen that back up to 3. Not able to get all 4 of them back, but GFA, they're going to try to stand tall here. Their defense played well all game, except for a couple of lapses in the third quarter. And Grills has really stood tall as well. He's been a definite positive force in this game.
Yes,
He's made some fantastic saves, and we'll see how this is going to come down to the wire in the fourth quarter.
And again, I mean, the goals against GFA, really, you can't put that against Jack Grills. Half of them have been power play goals. You can't fault the goalie for a power play goal.
Right, there's nothing much you can do about that. And when you're down a man, when they're down 2 men, as
exactly,
they were,
that one time 6-on-4.
Exactly, 6-on-4 penalty. There's not much you can do if you're Jack Grills and GFA's defense. So you gotta have to see what you can do, try to defend the penalty. King was able to get a goal off of that, but it didn't bite GFA in the end. They're still up by 3, and they're looking to extend that one in the fourth quarter. So yeah, defense has definitely been the highlight of GFA's game, especially Grills' performance in net. He's made a couple of really tough saves and clutch opportunities when it's really important they was able to make those saves.
So here we go. The final 12 minutes on the clock for this last fourth quarter in the championship. We've now reached the last 12 minutes of this one in this winner-take-all, and it's time to put up or shut up for both teams, and we'll see who turns on the Jets and runs away with this one. GFA taking a 3-goal lead into this fourth quarter, but again, it's anybody's game, especially with how King has worked in the face-off circle, but GFA's going to lose this one here. Thought it was a violation against King, but it's going to go against GFA's. The Vikings will have a nice opportunity to try to start this quarter off real strong with a goal. And now they're speeding it up. Takes that shot. Nice save by Grills. And this one's going out of bounds, and the Vikings will get this one back.
Seeing a little bit more movement in the inside. I wonder if they're going to try to do a kind of cut and run kind of play where they have a quick shot and quick pass, what GFA's done all season long, and see if they can exploit it against GFA's defense. And it looks like there's a lot more movement, so they definitely have a plan in place. Wonder if they're able to capitalize.
There is, and what a play by Hebert. Putting the pressure on, applying the hit, and forcing the terrible pass. An offensive chance is taken away. He has been great on the defensive end. I thought he had that penalty against him. You take that off his record, it's been spotless, and he's played great.
Absolutely, and we've seen him been played more and more throughout the season, and he's coming in clutch during the championship game. He's really been a force to be reckoned with towards the later half of the season, and defensively, he's made some really key plays. You usually see lacrosse players be a lot more taller, but with a big stick, you can really compensate for that height difference, and he's made it his mission to be that great defender.
As Edelman had some space to shoot, but it was a very long way out as he's taking some contact. Now finds a teammate outside. It's Haas. Now a substitution. Just able to get that pass off as it's McDonald taking it. Close to too many men on the field. The referee didn't catch it. As this one's put inside, it's McGrone. He shoots, and this one's just wide. Took a lot of contact there as McDonald shifts around. It's still on the ground. It's going to be picked up by the Vikings. As this one's passed out, it's errant. Flicked back, a nice play. Will the Vikings be able to pick this one up? Still on the ground and picked up by GFA. A nice play defensively. And the Dragons now going into the offensive zone. He passes this one a Kit. And they'll reset here. The defenseman runs back.
GFA is going to take it slow here. Good strategy. They're up by 3 with time on their side. And they want to make sure they have everything in order, all their papers in order for this drive. And this is a really good chance to try to blow this one open a little bit. And if they can get a goal here, possibly opens the floodgates for even more. Put him up by 4, that's a big margin, or at least a very good margin. And this offensive opportunity is big for that.
As this is inside McGrone, this one's just off. Looking for goal number 3, it's McGrone again. This one is another save by the King goalie. I mean, these 7 goals against them, you want to say that, sure, but he's made some spectacular saves. That one being a big-time example as this one's off the stick, and it's going to be picked up. Vikings have it now, still on the ground, and it's going to be picked up by King again. Now on the ground, trying to save it, going out of bounds. This one is going to King. So the Vikings now will take this one. Play is resumed, and we'll see what they can do. As it's behind the goal right now. Spins around, looks for a space inside, has to get around some contact. How does he still have the ball in his stick? Able to maneuver out of traffic and reset for his teammates to get with him. We've got 8 minutes and 40 seconds left. This is some time, but you got to work quick right now. A goal here would definitely be big and put them in a big-time stance, as they will not take this shot there. A nice check to get the ball away. Still on the ground trying to take it away. There's a scrum. Who will come away with it? It will be GFA. Has to be careful. This one is knocked away, and the Vikings get it back.
Well, that's a big defensive lapse and defensive turnover. And now King has it right back with time to create a play, and with all the momentum, we'll see if they're able to capitalize here.
8 minutes left now as he slips. And it is going to be picked up by the Dragons. Some contact, and now Grills has it. Steps away with a nice juke move. He waves bye-bye, and here goes Jack Grills. As this one is tipped away, and it will go out of bounds. So he took the initiative. There's the aggressive approach we saw, and when Grills had Green in front of him, he took it. A little bit of an adrenaline rush, too, sidestepping the defender, but the Vikings will get this one, as this one is flung out after it went out of bounds. And some time still ticking off the clock. The Vikings have some time to work with now, but again, you think they want to speed things up a little bit.
I think so too. You're reaching that point in the game where you definitely want to be quick with what you're doing. You don't want to dawdle or really give up any plays. You want to make sure you're locked tight on offense, and that's not going to help with the turnover by Hebert. And so GFA now is going to set up well offensively.
This one is slashed away, and it's picked up, no out of bounds, as he's able to get around Hebert. Now tight roping the sideline, and he's got it in the offensive zone now for King. But again, some time ticking off. You got some time to work with 7 minutes, but you think if you're King, you want to score a goal now and set yourself up with 6 minutes down 2, not 6 minutes down 3.
Yeah, you want to be able to set yourself up well now, and this is definitely a big-time opportunity. But it's interesting how they're not moving very well.
They're
not. I mean, they're kind of trying to. I guess they're trying to figure things out, but maybe you could have had a set strategy for this type of situation. I mean, it's not unpredictable that you'd be down 3 with about 6 minutes left. And it looks like there's more movement in the center, but...
Finally passing it in, but it's picked up by Bodian. Racing past 1, trying to get past 2, and he does. He's got some green ahead of him.
He's got the speed, too.
There he goes.
Comes in handy to be the small attacker with speed.
And we'll see, are they calling this an offside? No, a timeout. Ooh, it looks like GFA had some speed going through and an open lane to go ahead and shoot, but the coach wants to set things up and settle down his team. Oof, that's an interesting call there.
I agree. That's an interesting call. I think the strategy might have been, look, we want to waste as much time as possible. If we're able to get a goal, I guess the strategy for the coach is it's better for us to get that the goal for the 4-goal lead with, 5 or 4 minutes left instead of getting that goal with 6 minutes left.
That's true.
And so I get the strategy, but it looked like Bodian had some room to run. That's got to be kind of a definite like pull on the leash of a.
Yeah, it's like you pulled the parking brake a little bit.
Right, just kind of. But we'll see if GFA is able to reset here. They're definitely going to try to get a drive going and a good play strategy in place. They haven't done a lot of cut and run. This might be a good time to use it, but they don't really need to score a quick goal, so they can try to do the perimeter shots as well, try to take their chances there. They have the lead, and time is on their side. They want to decrease as much time as possible, and passing it around the perimeter, kind of post to post, defender to defender, that would be a good strategy. And then if they have a wide open shot on the perimeter, they can try to take it, and either they make it or they don't. But that's a decent strategy. I mean, different teams will do different things in this situation. We'll see what GFA tries to do here.
Well, this is a nice job and a nice opportunity to set something up, even though it looked like they had some momentum going down. Coach has something up their sleeve, and they're looking to try something out. As when this play is resumed, Kit will have it. And he has 2 goals to his name today. Could there be goal number 3 in store? I know McGrone has been trying as hard as he can to get that 3rd goal.
Absolutely, get that hat trick. I mean, imagine a hat trick in a championship game. That's grounds for MVP of the championship.
No, he's making his bid for MVP right now. Even still with 2 goals. I mean, he's set up so many plays. He's taken so many big contact plays. Like we've been saying all season, he is the quarterback of this offense, and he's doing a great job commanding the troops right now.
Absolutely, and I think another person in the running has got to be Sebi Bodian with the way he's been playing and the goal he scored, but also just the assist he made to Kit, who was able to score his goal there.
Haas.
Oh, Haas. Sorry, it was Haas. Yeah. But either way, he's able to make a fantastic assist there, and he's just been all over the place with defensive plays, offensive plays, and a goal to his name.
As now Kit trying to work his way through. They've been very tight on him. He hasn't had a lot of space since he scored that second goal out of nowhere. He now has some space. Yeah, they are taking a lot of time off as he's still spinning around. And for King, you got to think you got to get a little bit more aggressive on defense right now, as we're now approaching 5 minutes left. We've passed the halfway point. And they just, no aggression right now, as Kit able to work around 2. Pass this one up high. It's caught by Haas. Now to McDonald. This one's on the ground and picked up by McDonald. Able to get around some contact. Jukes around another one. Still taking some stabs, and this one's brought outside to the wing. Trying to get around some more defenders. It's back to McDonald. It takes a push. There's a flag, and they're calling this one back.
And an angry slap from McGrone as retaliation for the hit in the
from
back.
Behind.
Yeah, the hit from behind on McDonald.
So it looks like an interference call, and King's going to lose the defender. And boy, that's just so tough when you think you need that defensive stand. You kind of get it. The ball's on the ground, and you have a interference call. Wow, that's derails a lot of the momentum that they could have had if they went down and scored. They're only down by 3, but now they have 4 minutes and 30 seconds to work with around that, and boy, that's just tough.
That's a tough call. I think that was just a bad penalty.
It was.
Even though McDonald had the ball and you had moment and he was like moving in space, you just can't take that kind of penalty. You have to be able to maintain your composure and set yourself up defensively in a legal way. And now GFA has a power play when really King could not afford that. And if GFA is able to score here, that's definitely a really big deflator for King's chances.
Passed outside to Edwards. As he gives this one to McDonald. Now out to Bodian. Approaching the final 4 minutes of this one. As it's picked up by Edwards again after it was mishandled. So yeah, we're approaching 3/4 of the way through this final quarter. As this one is, oh man, what a difficult shot. McDonald, that was very optimistic. The Dragons will get this one back, but if that was scored, that would have been, oh boy, that would have been something special.
Boy. Yeah, that would have been a definite highlight for his second goal. But GFA gets it right back, so he has another chance to get that goal.
Still flinging it around as Haas finds McGrone. Takes big contact. This ball is on the ground, and it's scooped up by McGrone. How does he get that ball back? Having the game of the season, if not his career today in the championship game, as he spins around. One hand flings it And this one is going to go against the Dragons. What's the call on?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what that call would be.
Oh, man. Well, they've got 3 minutes to work with, and they need 3 goals. They need to average a goal a minute, and we'll see if they can do it. As now they're behind. Putting this one outside. This could be bad if it goes out for King. It does not, but they need to work quick.
Absolutely. Down 3 with about 3 minutes left. You can't dawdle. You have to get a quick goal, quick pass and shoot. I think it's going to be a one-timer.
Look at Hebert applying the pressure, not allowing anything to go by. He and Murphy have been so solid on defense today. As King not able to find anything. Takes this long shot. That one is just wide. That is what they've been able to shoot, just long shots, as there's a timeout called by King, it looks like. Or is it a timeout called? Let's see. What's the call?
Substitution.
Substitution. I don't think there was a timeout called. No, never mind. No. Although I think a timeout may be a good thing at this point.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, you're just not. It looks like they just don't know what to do. They have no strategy on offense, and time's ticking away. They have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left, but they need to work quick. I mean, they're down 3. You got to average a goal a minute, less now because they wasted 15 seconds, and so you got to be able to, make sure that all your ducks are in a row and you know exactly what you want to do on offense. And either you score or you don't, but at least you have a strategy and you can work quickly. So even if you don't score, you can try to get it right back on defense and not much time is wasted.
So now the Vikings trying to find a way through. Time not on their side right now. And their offense needs to think of something quick. And as for the Dragons' defense, they've just breathed fire into this game, and there's another example of that. A big turnover, and Grills has it now. We'll see if they can get out of their defensive zone. He flings up a deep pass. It bounces through, finds its way to Haas. Haas now, inside. They shoot. Oh, it off the cross, off the iron. It is going to be picked up now by the Dragons. Man, that was so close.
That was so close. You can hear the deflation in the crowd here when they hear it hit the iron. I mean, that was a prime opportunity, just too close. If he had an inch to the left, that would have been the goal.
Yeah, they thought that was in. And when you're down 4, I mean, that could do it. But right now, there's a minute and 50 seconds. We talked about this. They can score 3 goals in a minute and 30 seconds, but it takes a lot of energy to do that. Yep. And right now, King has the ball, but it starts on this drive. They have to take this one drive at a time. And as for the Dragons, I mean, they've been so tight on the inside. They've allowed nothing to go through the crease. If it's been a goal, it's in the middle of the field. It's been a power play goal, and it was only one of them.
Exactly. So, I mean, you can't rely on. This is not the situation that King wanted to be in at all. You can't rely on getting those quick goals towards the later end of the game because the way GFA's defense has been playing, that's an unlikely scenario. So King's definitely in a bad spot. The game's not over yet. Obviously, they can score 3 goals in a minute and 30. We've seen it happen. But definitely not in the best spot, and they got to work quickly. They cannot have a drive like they did last time.
The Dragons' offense has looked a lot more solid than they did in that game. However, it sort of seemed like there was a lapse in their judgment on those little goals they gave up at the end in the last minute and 30 seconds of their Rye Country Day game. But the Vikings have it here. They put time back on the clock, says the referee. So it's not a minute. They put 11 seconds back on the clock. And King has scored. King has scored in 10 seconds before. Now, it was right off the face-off. But they're going to have it at center field, it looks like. So it's just like a face-off. And we'll see what they can do. But, again, they better score quick because if they're trying to leave a mark in this game, try to come back, they're not going to take the lead. They're going to have to force overtime.
Absolutely, yeah. They have to score 3 goals in 2 minutes. It takes an effort, and it's a Herculean effort. Obviously not impossible. They're not mathematically eliminated, but it's got to start with this drive, and they got to work quickly. I expect someone to crash into the inside, or it's an individual effort, either one of the two, but they can't give up the ball.
As it's picked up, still trying to pick it up, and the Vikings are able to. Now outside, they've got a minute and 30 to work with now. Again, great defense by Hebert, not allowing a shot. Finally able to sweep through, passes across. Nobody's home inside. The Vikings still have it, but now time ticking away. A goal here would definitely give them a chance. As he shoots, now this one bounces. If he didn't bounce it, maybe they had a chance of going in. It's out of bounds. I believe the Vikings will have it, but they have 1 minute and 15 seconds to score 3 goals, and the more this time drains, the more it looks like the Vikings are going to lose this championship, and the Dragons are going to come away with a big win.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not being able to get anything in the inside, and I think it's a combination of their strategy isn't working, and GFA's defense is just standing tall in a very big spot. And there's no help for him there. He's battling 4 or 5 different defenders.
Now a little bit of a scuffle. Have to be careful to avoid a penalty. Looks like a timeout was called by King. We'll see if they will retain possession if they called that timeout. I think if they're awarding it, they will, but they have less than a minute to score 3 goals. I mean, oh my goodness. I'm not sure they're going to be able to do this, Isaac.
I think able to do it. 3 goals in a minute. They just weren't able to get anything done in their 2 minutes. 3 goals in 2 minutes and 3 seconds. That's a lot more manageable. But
they took so much time off the clock,
way too much time.
And that is a big part of Aiden Hebert. He's playing lights out in this final 5 minutes. He's played great the whole game, but those are some of the biggest defensive stands I've seen out of any player throughout the whole season, especially in such a big time as this game. Wow.
He played phenomenally. He's just been locked tight. And that's exactly what GFA needed from him. They needed him to come up in a big spot, and he's slowly become a force to be reckoned with on the defense throughout this season, and this is the capstone of that. He's done phenomenally this game. Really, nothing's been able to get by him. He's been able to force turnovers. He's been able to just drain the clock, and no one can really get by him. And that's really the reason why King was not able to get a good shot off in that minute. They couldn't get anyone in the inside, and Hebert just locked down all the ball carrier. And another reason why they weren't able to get anything going on offense is because they didn't look like they had a solid plan. They had no one crashing into the inside. There wasn't much movement on the perimeter. And if they did have a plan, it just wasn't working. And they tried to stick with it. But at some point, I mean, you just got to cut your losses and try something new. This might be time for some improvisation and individual efforts if that's possible. Because right now it's kind of do or die situation. You're less than a minute within the championship game, down by 3. Scoring 3 goals in a minute, I don't know if it's possible. We'll see. I mean, if it happens, this would be a game for the ages.
This one now taking a step through. The Vikings don't have a lot of time to work with, and the Dragons have just been lights out, especially in this half, as this one is big shot and saved by Grills. Closes the 5-hole.
That's a big save, and now he can waste a good amount of time, take it himself, pass it out.
He does fling this one out. The goalie's out. They have to be careful. I think this will do it. This is impossible for King to come back. The Dragons have just won this game. He steps out of bounds. They've got 25 seconds, and the Dragons will win the championship.
Yeah, I think that we can safely call this one. You can see them getting hyped on the sideline. 25 seconds. Up by 3. I think that's just too little time for King to try to win this back. And celebrations abound for GFA. I don't think King's able to get this one back. I mean, 3 goals in less than 30 seconds. A goal every 10 seconds. They were able to score a goal in 10 seconds, a little less in 9 seconds. But, I mean, they'd need to score even less than that. And I just don't think it's possible. I think they can try to get some players involved towards the championship game and make it closer for the stat sheet, but I think GFA is going to come away with the win, and it's come off of just a fantastic defensive performance. I mean, that's the story of the game. Grills was been lights out. Hebert, definitely a dark horse in this game who just emerged and locked down all coverages, and the defense just didn't allow anything. They gave up some penalties, and that's really where all the goals came from. I think if sans the penalties, if you take those out of the game, King was only able to score 1 goal, it'd be a 7-1 game. And that's just incredible defense in the championship. And it just allowed their offense to get creative and get to work. And you had multiple players scoring 2 goals, Kit and McGrone, and you have all of the usual suspects too. You have Haas scoring a goal and McDonald scoring a goal. But it looks like they're going to come out of this one with the win, and a fantastic job by their defense has carried that championship victory.
They've got 25 seconds to close it out, but they're up by 3. Get your cameras ready because you are ready to witness history if you're a fan. And what a way for our last broadcast, Isaac.
Oh, absolutely.
To look at this one. This was high intensity as advertised, and it was close enough. McGrone takes a tumble. And it's out of bounds, so Vikings will get this one back. As you can see, this King team fighting until the end. If they can get one more goal, then that's what they will do as the goalie taking this one all the way. Fires it to a teammate. It's on the ground. They have 9 seconds to work with. They fling this one in. Nobody around. This one's knocked down. 3, 2, 1. Buzzer sounds! And this is it! They've done it! GFA are your FAA champions! The perfect record's alive! Bring out the champagne! Bring out the books! They have done it! Riding the big-time play by their defense and their offense in this one. Storm the field. You are looking at your FAA champions. Wow!
What a fantastic performance. Great offensive performance. The defense carried the day. Hebert, definitely a fantastic performer on the defensive side. Grills saving the ball and bailing him out in multiple situations, and their offense just got to work. Fantastic achievement. GFA wins the FAA championship against heated rival, bitter rivals with King. And you can see they're parading around the fan section. And they are riding high on this one. 7-4 victory. GFA takes home the title.
This was one for the ages, Isaac. The best game of the season by far. They are going nuts. They have not been in this situation in a while. Finally, GSBN can capture a championship. It's been 3 years. I'm just as excited as the team.
Oh, I'm so hyped. I am so super excited.
We've covered the basketball team. Both basketball teams, we've covered a baseball team, we've covered lacrosse, we've covered soccer for 3 years.
3 years,
Finally,
no championship.
We get to cover a championship.
On the last game,
At home.
At home, last game, we see a championship. I mean, what a great way to end on, and we're as happy as the players. Fantastic achievement, and we love to see it. Great performance by GFA. They take home the FAA title, and that's a feeling they're going to ride high for a while.
And now they'll have to play hide and seek here with their equipment. None of it is labeled, so they'll have to pick up their stuff as the Gatorade shower comes down. They've won. Their perfect season in the FAA is kept alive, and what school better to beat than King? I mean, and what better way to go out as a senior than this game?
You can't write a better sports story than this. You undefeated in the FAA. You play your bitter rival, who's also undefeated in the FAA, and it's a tribute to their fantastic defense, which just locked King down. They gave up some penalties, but it didn't matter in the end. They were able to close it out, and GFA wins 7-4 off of a fantastic defensive showing. Hebert and Grills leading the way in that one, and they take home the title.
Hebert and Grills leading it on defense. Will McGrone leading it on offense.
Oh, absolutely. 2 goals to his name. And
so many setup plays, too.
It's a couple of assists, too. And just general communication on offense. He communicated and told them exactly where they needed to be to make those goals and to make sure that they were able to get that offensive production going. And it helped out. Able to get 7 goals in this one against King's defense, which looked pretty good going into warm-ups.
It did. And towards the beginning of the game,
absolutely.
too. Now, this is the first game where they've really been challenged in the center circle. They didn't win all the face-offs. In fact, I'm pretty sure they can say they lost. They didn't. It was, if it wasn't 50-50, it was in favor of King.
Absolutely.
But their defense stepped up, gave them the opportunities that they needed, and they went ahead and put it away on offense with stellar playing in the back by Grills and Aiden Murphy and Aiden Hebert.
Absolutely.
To go ahead and stop. It was the Aiden times 2 in the backfield, and they were able to put the Vikings away. Viking invasion is unsuccessful, and the Dragons make their mark and protect the farm here on a Saturday FAA championship victory.
Protecting the farm. The invasion goes back to Stamford on the coast, and GFA protects their home turf with a fantastic victory in the FAA championship, 7-4. And what a great victory. What a great championship that we get to see on our last broadcast, too.
It is our last broadcast.
I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better game.
Well, there's a lot of people that we can give it to for the MVP, and we're going to have to mute our microphone. We're going to have to discuss this, so give us a quick second. Now, there's a lot of people we could have given this to. Like we said, so many players stepped up. But I think the MVP of this championship game is who we think the MVP of the season is too. That is Will McGrone, the quarterback of this offense. Like we said, leading his team every single day, going everywhere around the field, taking contact, making plays, scoring big-time goals. He scored the first goal of this one. Who better to give it to than Will McGrone? He really deserves this one. He played a heck of a game and a heck of a season in his final season as a senior. Congratulations to him. We'll try to get him in the broadcast booth for an interview after this one, as I'll go ahead and try to see if I can get him, although I know a lot of people are pretty excited. I'm not sure if he'll want to go away from his teammates, but I'll see what I can do, try to get him in the broadcast booth here. So stick around a little bit for our post-game celebration. I'll be right back. Isaac can take over a little bit.
Really, the MVP choice was a combination of what he's done all season long. Like we said, he's been the quarterback of this offense. He's been directing plays, directing traffic, and not afraid to give an assist and give up a shot to give to someone else who's in a better position. Really a selfless player, and he's able to get it done in this game, and he's well deserving of the MVP. We'll try to get him in the broadcast booth. Charles is on that. You'll see him walking across the field in just a second as you see the GFA players trying to pick up all their equipment. But what a fantastic victory. Congratulations to the team. And we'll see if we can get Will McGrone in the broadcast booth, so stick around. We'll see if he can get an interview. I think he's coming back, so stick around, viewers. You're going to get an exclusive interview with your MVP of the game and of the season, William McGrone. We'll get him right here in just a second.
So, we've got him here, MVP of the championship game, Will McGrone. We've been talking about how we've nicknamed you the quarterback of this offense, making so many great plays, making runs for your team, sorting things out, communicating. How does this win feel for you right now?
I just really want to thank all the players on the team, all the coaches. Our camaraderie was really great today, and I couldn't have done it without them. Just all season long, we've been building towards this, and so I really couldn't have done it without the rest of the team behind my back.
Such an unselfish player, and that doesn't surprise me with your humility for sure. You've made great plays throughout this whole season. I think the biggest play of this one, though, is opening up the scoring with that first goal. I mean, that has to mean a lot to you, especially against bitter rivals King in a championship game for your last home game as a Dragon.
Yeah, it definitely meant a lot. We've been working on those lower shots in practice. We were facing a really good goalie this game, so we had to make it count, and we started off early, and we're able to take the momentum.
Well, this has to be a big win for your career. It's something you're definitely going to remember for a big time. What does it mean to you to be the MVP of this game after a stellar season?
I don't know. I can't really take the MVP. I think our team really deserves it overall. Girls played a hell of a game. Our defense really came up clutch when we needed them. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't have had the goals that we were able to put on the board. And we just played really unselfish lacrosse today, and it was a great game.
Unselfish to the end.
I will definitely remember this game for sure.
Well, congratulations to you. I know you want to get back to your teammates. We will go ahead and award you with a dirty tennis ball for your reward. So put that up on your mantle. You get a tennis ball.
Thanks,
congratulations.
guys.
It's not a lacrosse
Congrats
ball. It's a little bit
last,
softer.
your last broadcast.
Well, thank you so much.
it.
Go ahead and enjoy with your teammates, and congratulations.
Thanks, boys.
Now, for everybody at home, this is our last GSBN broadcast as seniors. We are leaving now. We're going off to different parts of the country.
Absolutely.
Splitting
You're going
up.
down south. I'm kind of staying in the state, but either way, yeah.
Either way, it's going to be missed. This was so much fun to do for everybody. We are so happy. I mean, everything that parents, that students have said to us, it's just been so meaningful. It's an amazing blessing to have you guys watching us and rooting for us. All your support is just so wonderful. You've made my this has made my high school career. I think this is definitely my favorite thing I've done for GFA to have everybody and rally around their sports, to go ahead and watch and put on a performance for you guys, and just to enjoy great athletes doing what great athletes do. It's been a wonderful experience for me. And I'd just like to thank you all for your support, and I hope to be back maybe for an alumni game
Me too,
next
absolutely.
year.
We got to come back for Spring Sports Day and homecoming and pack the house. We're set up for all three sports, so we can come and pick and choose which one we're going to come back to. But this has been a fantastic 3 years, Charles. I loved it. I mean, when you stopped me in the hall that freshman year, I couldn't have imagined. I mean, this is what we're going to have the entire support of the school and, the support of the fans. We really appreciate it, guys, and just fantastic 3 years, and I've loved it, every minute of it.
Most definitely, and I couldn't imagine a better partner than Isaac up here for these past 3 years. It's been a wonderful experience to work with you, wonderful experience to work with all the coaching staff. And look, what a game to end it on. We finally get a championship win. We coming into this game, we're like, I don't know, it's going to be tough. I hope we don't end on a loss. We didn't. This was a big-time win. It was a statement win. The Dragons come away with this one. We're happy campers. The Dragons are happy campers. I think Dragon fans are most certainly happy campers, and I know Will McGrone's definitely a happy camper with his dirty tennis ball.
Yep, hopefully he'll put that on his mantle and maybe write on it, wins MVP in the FAA championship.
Yep.
But
give us a Sharpie. We'll go ahead and do that for him.
What a fantastic day to end on. What a great game to end on, too. I mean, I couldn't have imagined a better game to end on. Winning the championship at home on our last broadcast. It's been a ride, Charles, and I could have imagined a better broadcast partner than you, too.
Well, thank you, and this will do it for one final time. Maybe we'll come back in the future, we don't know, but for right now, for one final time, we think we should say this together. This has been Charles Cullen and Isaac Moskowitz, and we have had a heck of a GFA career, and this is a wonderful way to end it. So from everyone at the GSBN broadcast crew, including my friend Ryan Automard behind the camera, he's waving at you. He can turn the camera around if he wants. No, he shakes his head no. That's okay, but he helped us out today. He helped us out with a lot of games over the season.
Oh, he's been tremendous. Thank you, Ryan, for all your help.
It's been wonderful for your help.
Controlling the camera. Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, the robotic camera, it worked when it didn't.
Right.
Until it didn't, really.
Yeah, exactly.
But for one last time for our GSBN GFA careers, it's been Charles Cullen and Isaac Moskowitz. And from everybody at the GSBN crew, we say thank you for tuning in. Signing off. Well done, bro.
Well done.